Cats are masters of hiding their emotions, but for those who pay close attention, their gestures speak louder than words. A cat owner who understands these subtle signs of affection can see how much these creatures value human companionship, even if it's in their own unique way. While dogs may wag their tails like they're throwing a party, cats prefer a quieter, almost enigmatic form of communication. Have you ever noticed how your cat's behavior changes when you walk into the room? One of the most common signs is that deep, steady gaze that, at first glance, might seem like a challenge, but actually hides a profound bond. It's almost as if the cat is saying, "I see you. Do you see me?" This kind of interaction, though simple, builds connections as strong as any embrace. Try paying attention to how your cat reacts when you're nearby. Often, their affection shows up in the smallest details, like how they choose to stay in the same room or subtly respond to your presence. Learning to interpret these delicate gestures is like solving a puzzle. It's not about loud displays of love, but rather a quiet affection that demands patience and observation. For instance, a cat that often sits with its back to you might actually be demonstrating trust. That's right, they only turn their back to those they feel are part of their safe circle. And of course, there are even more fascinating ways to recognize this hidden love. A cat's purr is one of its most endearing traits, but it's more than just a sound. It's a window into their emotions. When a cat purrs loudly while curled up on your lap, it's their way of saying they feel safe, loved, and completely at ease. It's almost as if they're humming a soft melody of happiness just for you. Ever notice how their purring intensifies when you stroke their favorite spot, like under the chin or behind the ears? Purring isn't just about expressing comfort. It's also a sign of trust. Cats don't purr around just anyone. They reserve this behavior for those who make them feel secure. Think about it. If your cat chooses to sit close to you and starts purring, it's not random. They're letting you in on a moment of vulnerability and warmth. It's a simple yet profound expression of their affection. Interestingly, purring has a therapeutic effect, not just for cats, but for humans too. Studies suggest that the vibrations from a cat's purr can reduce stress and even promote healing. So, next time your cat purrs, take a moment to appreciate this little miracle of connection. But don't stop there. Cats have even more ways to share their love, if you know where to look. When a cat slow blinks at you, they're sharing one of their most intimate gestures of trust. This subtle act, often called the cat kiss, is their way of saying, "I feel safe with you." Picture this. You're sitting quietly, and your cat locks eyes with you, then slowly closes and opens its eyes. It's not just a coincidence. It's an invitation to deepen your bond. Responding with your own slow blink can feel almost magical. It's like speaking their language, telling them you trust them too. Cats, as mysterious as they seem, thrive on these small, silent interactions. Next time your cat offers a slow blink, take a deep breath, return the gesture, and watch how they relax even further. It's a moment of connection that words could never capture. This behavior isn't just about trust. It's about relaxation and contentment. Cats won't slow blink unless they feel completely at ease in their environment. So, if your cat shares this tender moment with you, consider it an honor. But trust me, their affection doesn't stop here. There's another loving gesture that's even more physical, and it might involve your cat making you a part of their world. When a cat rubs against you, it's far more than a casual brush. It's an act of ownership and affection. By rubbing their head, cheeks, or body against you, they're marking you with their scent, effectively saying, "You're mine and I trust you." This behavior isn't just instinctual. It's a heartfelt gesture that signifies your part of their inner circle. Have you ever noticed how your cat greets you this way when you come home? Cats have scent glands located on their face and body, and when they rub against you, they're leaving behind a unique chemical signature. This act is their way of claiming you as part of their world and creating a comforting sense of familiarity. It's like them saying, "You belong here with me." If you want to return the favor, give them a gentle scratch along their cheeks. They love it. This rubbing behavior is also a sign of their emotional connection. Cats don't share their scent with just anyone. When they choose to do so, it's a clear display of trust and affection. And yet, this isn't the only way cats show how much they care. Sometimes, they'll go a step further by seeking out the coziest spot they can. Find your lap. When a cat curls up on your lap, it's the ultimate sign of trust and affection. They're choosing you as their safe haven, a place where they can relax and feel secure. Think about it. Cats are creatures of independence and caution, so when they settle on your lap, they're not just seeking warmth. They're showing how deeply they value your presence. This act often comes with subtle rituals. A cat might circle a few times, knead gently, or even stare at you with half-closed eyes before settling in. These behaviors are their way of ensuring your lap is the perfect spot, a process that's as endearing as it is personal. And when they finally settle, you'll feel the quiet weight of their trust, a feeling that's hard to match. Lap time is also a bonding moment, an opportunity for you to strengthen your connection. Stroke their fur gently, speak to them in a soothing voice, or simply enjoy the peaceful companionship. But remember, cats are unpredictable, and their ways of showing love don't stop here. Sometimes they'll surprise you with a more peculiar token of affection, a gift of sorts. When a cat brings you a gift, whether it's a toy, a leaf, or, less charmingly, a prey item, they're not just showing off their hunting skills. This peculiar gesture is their way of including you in their family. It's as if they're saying, "I care about you enough to share my treasures." Sure, it might not always feel like a treasure, but to your cat, it's a big deal. Cats are natural hunters, and bringing gifts is a deeply ingrained behavior rooted in their instincts. They may see you as a part of their social group and, in their own way, feel responsible for you. If your cat brings you something, take a moment to appreciate the thought behind it, even if you'd rather not touch it. A warm acknowledgement, like a soft voice or a pat on their head, lets them know you value their efforts. These gifts may not always be pleasant, but they're a unique expression of affection and inclusion. It's a behavior that reinforces your bond, even if it feels a bit quirky. And while these tokens of love are interesting, there's another act of trust that speaks volumes, one that happens when it's time to rest. When a cat chooses to sleep next to you, it's one of the highest compliments they can offer. Sleep is when they're at their most vulnerable, and by resting near you, they're demonstrating absolute trust. Whether they're curled up at your feet, nestled against your side, or sprawled on your pillow, this act is their way of saying, "You make me feel safe." Cats are instinctively cautious, so this behavior speaks volumes about your bond. Imagine waking up to find your cat tucked in close to you. It's not just about comfort, but a deep connection. If you want to encourage this trust, create a cozy, sleeping spot nearby, or gently pet them when they settle down. Over time, these shared moments build an unspoken understanding between you and your feline friend. Sleeping together also strengthens your relationship in subtle ways. The rhythmic sound of your breathing or the warmth of your presence provides them with a sense of security. And while this display of affection is heartwarming, cats have yet another endearing habit that goes back to their kittenhood, a comforting act of pure contentment. Kneading, often referred to as making biscuits, is one of the most heartwarming habits a cat can have. When a cat pushes its paws rhythmically against a soft surface, or even you, it's a sign of pure contentment. This behavior stems from their kittenhood, when they kneaded their mother's belly to stimulate milk flow. Now, it's their way of saying, "I'm comfortable and happy." You might notice your cat kneading a cozy blanket, your lap, or even your favorite sweater. While it can sometimes come with claws, the intention is always affectionate. If you want to make these moments more enjoyable, place a soft cushion or blanket on your lap to give them a comfy spot to knead. It's a small gesture that can make the experience more pleasant for both of you. Kneading also serves as a way for cats to mark their territory as they release scent from the glands in their paws. It's their way of claiming you as part of their world, and while this act of love is rooted in comfort, some cats take things even further by showing a vulnerability that's rare and deeply meaningful. When a cat rolls over and exposes its belly, it's a gesture of ultimate trust. In the wild, a cat's belly is its most vulnerable area, so this behavior signifies that they feel completely safe in your presence. However, it's not always an invitation to touch. Many cats prefer you admire the gesture without diving in for a rub. This belly display is often a mix of relaxation and playfulness. Imagine your cat lounging on their back, paws stretched out, giving you a glimpse of their fluffy underside. It's their way of saying, "I trust you, but let's not ruin the moment with too much enthusiasm." If you want to interact, try gently offering a hand near them and see if they respond positively. Understanding this behavior helps avoid miscommunication. A belly rub might seem like a natural response, but for many cats, it's too much stimulation. Instead, appreciate this vulnerable act for what it is, a declaration of trust. But trust isn't limited to relaxation. Sometimes it's shown by simply following you from room to room. When a cat follows you from room to room, it's a clear sign of attachment and curiosity. They see you as their companion and want to be part of whatever you're doing. Whether you're heading to the kitchen, the living room, or even the bathroom, your cat's presence is their way of saying, "I like being near you." This behavior can be especially endearing when they weave between your legs or sit nearby, observing your every move. They're not just being nosy, they're seeking a sense of connection. To make the most of this, acknowledge their presence with a kind word or a gentle pat. It's a simple way to reinforce their affection and make them feel included. Following you also reflects their instinctual need to stay close to someone they trust. It's a behavior rooted in their social instincts, even if cats are often seen as solitary creatures. But not all their gestures are as subtle. Sometimes, they'll express their love with playful, gentle bites that carry a mix of affection and mischief. When a cat gives you a gentle nibble, it's often their playful way of showing affection. These love bites are typically soft and don't break the skin, more of a light pinch than anything aggressive. It's their unique blend of playfulness and tenderness, like saying, "I care about you, but let's have a little fun too." Have you ever had your cat lightly nip your hand, only to lick it right after? These bites usually happen during moments of bonding, like when you're petting them or playing together. It's a behavior rooted in their kittenhood, where they'd nibble their siblings during playtime. If the bites become a little too rough, gently redirect their attention to a toy or stop petting for a moment. This way, they'll learn the limits while still feeling connected to you. However, it's important to pay attention to the context. Gentle bites can sometimes signal overstimulation if they're accompanied by tail flicking or flattened ears. Learning to read your cat's body language will help you avoid turning affection into irritation. And just as their love bites can seem playful, there's a broader, more subtle language of love that cats use to show their devotion. Cats may not wear their hearts on their sleeves like some pets, but their love is just as real, hidden in their subtle, fascinating behaviors. From their melodic purring to the trust they show by sleeping close or blinking slowly, each act reveals the depth of their bond with you. It's a language of affection that requires patience and observation to truly appreciate. By learning to recognize these gestures, you not only deepen your connection with your cat, but also gain a glimpse into their unique world. Take a moment to notice the little things, how they rub against you, follow you around, or bring you a gift you didn't ask for. Each action is their way of saying, "You're special to me." Understanding this builds a foundation of mutual trust and love. The beauty of a cat's affection is in its quiet, almost mysterious nature. It's a love that asks you to slow down, observe, and respond with care. So, the next time your cat needs your lap or curls up beside you, know that they're offering you a rare gift, one that only those who pay attention can truly enjoy.